My favorite Pokemon of all time, Infernape.
So I guess that's the best you can do.
Specifically because of these episodes. I remember being back in my mom and papa house, sitting there every day 5:30, Pokemon on, bruh. And when Infernape got his revenge, bro, I love that little nigga, bro. How Ash's Infernape got the ultimate revenge.
You're pathetic, just like always.
In 30 seconds, this
I
man
like
is
Paul
about to
too.
completely regret saying those words, because this Infernape is about to close out the craziest revenge story.
Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at
To
that.
understand where I'm coming from, we'll need to
You
read
hoe.
185 episodes.
This may even be news to some of you new Pokemon fans, but way back when Ash's Infernape was still a
It's loud as hell. Let me turn this down in my head. Alright.
Chimchar, his original owner was none other than Paul. Now, Paul's a different type of trainer. Up until now, we've been taught by Ash that you gotta love your Pokemon and winning doesn't matter, and we're all a big happy family. But Paul was the complete opposite. This nigga was ruthless. He was the Genghis Khan of the Sinnoh League. I can't even call his 6 mons a party, cause ain't no fun in this bitch. This is the man who in front of our eyes caught 3 different Starly and released 2 cause they didn't know aerial ace. It's like round 1. Then, after Ash preaches about how you gotta treat your Pokemon like friends, Paul beats Ash's Starly with the one that he did keep, with aerial ace. I mean, this is just plain rude. And to make matters worse, after the
Paul
battle,
was cold
he
with it.
releases him in front of the professor. What do you want? He won comfortably. He said,
There's a million Starly as strong as that one. Soon as I run across a stronger one, I'll just grab it.
I'm begging you.
Which is how you play the
this nigga
game.
is not normal. The pinnacle of Paul's cutthroat attitude came with Chimchar himself. The first time we ever see Chimchar is in that same battle against Ash. After seeing what happened to the Starly after winning, I was scared to see what he'd say after this Chimchar lost to Ash's Apon.
Still just as useless as can be.
2
Hey,
monkeys.
dickhead, if he's so useless, why'd a picky-ass trainer like you catch him in the first place? Well, we actually get this answer in a flashback later in the series. This Chimchar sold Paul a dream, or at least that's how he saw it. Paul first saw Chimchar while he was being aggressively chased by a group of Zangoose. A gangoose, if you will. And after running and literally being back to the edge of the cliff, the direness of the situation caused Chimchar to fucking explode. Oh yeah, he activated his ability Blaze, and on some Super Saiyan shit, packed up the Zangoose with firepower Paul had never seen before. And you already know that type of power gonna turn a tyrannical nigga like Paul to Hisoka, so he caught that chimp faster than a monkey poacher. Paul proceeded to make it his mission to harness that insane latent power. Sadly for Paul, he'd quickly learned that it requires a near fatal experience to unlock. Sadly for Chimchar, Paul didn't care. When he was battling this nigga, the rock generator, Paul reacted to stealth rocks on the field by switching in Chimchar to get him closer to that critical health range to try and activate Blaze. That didn't end up working, obviously, and Chimchar ended up falling victim to the
Sinnoh is the best
Even
region.
though the disadvantage was obvious, Paul still hits this nigga with,
Chimchar, I'll deal with you later.
what the fuck does that mean? Nah, somebody gotta check bro's
These
training
are the
card,
best.
bruh. He gotta be
These are the
whooping
best
him. And if you
Pokemons,
thought that was
I
bad,
swear.
imagine seeing
Best generation
Paul
of
pulls up
Pokemon.
on Cynthia, the strongest trainer in the region, and challenges her
In
to
the
a
world,
6-on-6
for real.
battle. And when Cynthia sends out her Garchomp, who do you think Paul sent out?
Chimchar
And what do you think happened?
got cooked.
You ought to be ashamed.
This is delusion. Bro is never allowed to lose. Cynthia's Garchomp is easily one of the strongest Pokemon in the region. So this gotta make you think. Garchomps, Stealth Rocks, I've even seen him ask to tank Surfs. If this is what we're seeing in battle in public, what the hell is going on behind the scenes? And we get this answer approximately 10 episodes later in Heart Home City. So there's this tag team tournament with 2-on-2 double battles where all the contestants are randomly assigned a duo to compete with. Paul and Ash are both in this tournament, and surprise, surprise, they're paired together. And after winning the first round despite
Really?
having zero chemistry,
From now on,
I might have to go rewatch this, bro.
they eventually went on to do some training for the second round. While Ash was doing just that, he noticed a flamethrower shooting into the sky, so he decides to go investigate, and what he finds can only be described as torture. Paul's Ursaring, Torterra, Murkrow, and Elekid blasting attacks at Chimchar, and Ash is like, my nigga, what the fuck are you doing? And Paul's like,
it's none of your business.
and Ash is like, well, what if he's overworked, then, I don't know, loses? And Paul's like, well, then he'd be a weak monkey. Come on, bruh. Don't even
Bro,
have to
turn
step
to
in at this point
freeze.
and ask the question that's been on my mind the whole time. Do you do this with all your Pokemon?
No, this is exactly what Chimchar wants.
Does Chimchar look like he wants this? Paul is a gaslighter. Paul ignores him and continues to attack Chimchar relentlessly to the point of Chimchar passing out, to which Paul just says,
Stand.
He's so mean. He decides the only way to wake him up is to hit him with thunder. And at this point, they've seen enough. This just can't be on kids' television. So Pikachu jumps in front, absorbs the hit, and Ash says he's gonna take Chimchar to the Pokemon Center. Man, if anyone needs to see a nurse, it's this nigga Paul. After some treatment, Paul is very clearly instructed by Brock, who was nursing Chimchar, to please give him some rest. And Paul had no choice but to agree. The next morning, we're on to the next round of the tag team tournament. Ash sends out Turtwig and...
Now, stand by!
I'm done. Lock him up. I've never seen a Pokemon straight out of the ball look this down bad. It's not even about having a heart anymore. Do you have a brain? And to make matters worse, the opponents not only send out a Metagross, but a Zangoose. Of course, on paper, Zangoose ain't that bad, but there's one crucial difference. This monkey is traumatized. Turtwig and Chimchar were getting dogged the whole fight, and at some point, luckily, Turtwig got a bite off on the Zangoose. And Paul says,
Chimchar, use Flame Wheel on Turtwig.
What the fuck?
Chimchar literally turns around and says, please, bruh, no, like, I'm tired of this shit, like, I'm not doing that, bro, no, you tripping. But Paul forced the issue and boom, both were hit. Now that Turtwig was a little shaken up, Zangoose takes this opportunity to slam down on Chimchar to interrupt Flame Wheel. Paul instructs a flamethrower as a response, but after looking Zangoose in the eyes to try and get it off, the trauma was just too much. And of course, instead of encouraging his Chimchar to pull through, Paul just says,
guess that's it.
I'm like, damn, is he giving up, or like, is he cooking up some surprise? What's going on? Turtwig gets up and musters up one more Razor Leaf to save Chimchar, but that was as much as he could really do. Zangoose then fire blasts Turtwig, and Chimchar, unprovoked, returns the favor by jumping in front like some Piccolo Gohan shit, and he starts heating up. And I'm like, okay, Paul, let's go. He's letting out some lame power. What you finna do? Paul? Paul! What are you looking at? Say something!
Bro, just turn around.
Was so shocked, he had to take over the ship himself and started instructing Chimchar. And within 5 minutes through controlling both those Pokemon, he really clutched the 1v2. Chimchar couldn't even really enjoy the dub, cause look, his trainer was pissed. But it wasn't just regular old disappointment this time. The next scene is Paul releasing Chimchar. Can somebody tell this nigga they won the battle and Chimchar got a knockout, injured?
But that's just who Paul was.
In his eyes, this Pokemon was nothing but a stupid, weak, pathetic, worthless monkey. And this, ladies and gentlemen, marks the turning point in our story. Chimchar joins our hero, Ash, and Paul leaves them with a few parting words.
You deserve each other. You're both pathetic.
I gotta stop giving this nigga the mic, bruh. So Chimchar's new era with Ash was full of growth. Their first battle was actually the finals of the tag team tournament, which they actually won. With Paul.
Yes, sir.
A little bit awkward, but whatever. By the way, finals of the tag team tournament, which they actually...
I love this nigga right here. This little nigga right here. I love this little nigga right here, bruh.
Won with Paul. A little bit awkward, but whatever. And by the way, if Paul's insanity wasn't clear enough, peep this. The prize for winning the tournament was a Soothe Belt, an item that does nothing but increase a Pokemon's happiness. That's it. And this nigga gave it to Ash. This brother is evil, I'm trying to tell y'all. He said happiness makes Pokemon slackers and I can't afford a slacker. This dude is in the wrong universe, nigga. Take your ass to Pal World. Now you may be thinking everything's peachy now, but nah. Cause even though Chimchar's in a better situation.
Nah, think about Paul in Pal World, bruh. They would be going there going crazy. He would be the number one nigga in Pal World, dog. They didn't care about nothing but results.
Erase the mounting trauma. Did you know that this man was scared to eat his food because this nigga Paul had him eating out of a can? Once he had that delicious broth meal in front of him, he didn't even know how to act. A meal? And I could enjoy it? This can't be. This chimp was like an outside spectator to the way Ash and his friends lived their life. While Ash was training with his Weasel and Pikachu, Weasel got hit with a mean Iron Tail. Brock then called the match and saluted both Pokemon like good shit, good shit. Chimchar's like good shit, but he's not bleeding. Paul would have hit him with a Hyper Beam or something at that point. This man's shocked at simple sportsmanship. Chimchar can't help but think back to the time he dared celebrate beating his Elekid. Ain't shit to celebrate, little bitch. You laughing a lot for a nigga who can't get that Blaze shit down. Shut the fuck up. Damn. Bro was so traumatized he lost a training match against Piplup and started tripping. Please don't release me, bro. Please. I can't go back to the wild. Those Zangoose go get me. To his surprise, not just Ash, but everyone started praising him for doing a good job against the water type. Dawn, Brock, and all their Pokemon joined in, and bro was just overwhelmed. Like, damn, who cutting onions? For the first time, he could show weakness. A great step in the right direction, but there's still a long way to go for Chimchar to cover. Cause later that night, this nigga Paul even infiltrated Chimchar's dreams. He had a nightmare where he was battling Graveler and the Graveler used a super effective move. Paul told him to tank it just to try and force Blaze. Then his nightmare morphed the Gravelers into Zangoose. That shit woke him up in the middle of the night and he was like, damn, this nigga living in my shit rent free. Chimchar decides to go on a walk to clear his head where he runs into none other than Meowth, who got separated from Team Rocket. This dude actually gave Chimchar some good advice. He tells him, Chimchar, you gotta keep your head up. Can't live your whole life being a pussy. Unless you're a cat like me. Meow, that's
That
right.
is
Tomorrow's the
definitely.
first day of the rest of your
Yeah,
life,
that's the
and it's
most
never-
meow joke I've ever heard. That's the most meow joke I've ever heard in my
He
life.
tells him, Chimchar, you gotta keep your head up. Can't live your whole life being a pussy. Unless you're a cat like me. Meow, that's right. Tomorrow's the first day of the rest of your life, and it's never too late to let go of your past trauma. Cherish these new people who care about you, especially the twerp. Damn, Meowth, you talking to me at this point. I'ma cherish y'all, man, so how about you cherish that subscribe button? Yeah. The next day, Team Rocket pulls up on the gang while Ash and Chimchar are going to collect water and just capture everyone. But this wasn't your average Team Rocket heist. Now, if you're a real Pokemon nerd, you'll know the craziest beef in Pokemon history. Of course, I'm talking about Groudon versus Viper versus Zangoose. Jesse, you may remember, had a Seviper. Can you see where this is going? 3 Zangoose pull up out of nowhere and try to jump Jesse's Seviper. Ash and Chimchar pull
literally
up, and
didn't know that
Chimchar's
was the
now in a
thing.
situation where he's the only one that can save them. And naturally, his PTSD caused him to start freezing up. Not only because he got jumped by Zangoose in the past, but also because if Paul was here, he'd see this as a prime opportunity to get that blaze out. But we're in a new era because Ash comforts Chimchar with what he's been begging to hear.
Listen, Chimchar, don't worry about Blaze.
Thank God, bruh. Now watch me cook. Boom, just like that. One trauma obliterated, but one very real purple-haired bitch trauma to go. The Get Back. Now this isn't the greatest healing story in Pokemon, even though it kinda is. This is the greatest revenge story in Pokemon, and Paul, like most spears, isn't just gonna disappear. And that nigga deserves revenge. But before the grand show that we all know and love, there were 2 other instances where Chimchar got to battle his ex-owner. The first comes as
Really?
Ash runs into Paul training in the forest, and look at my man Chimchar. This nigga is scared shitless. These 2 just get straight to talking shit. The gist of it is, how many gym badges you got, Paul? Didn't you enter a contest recently? Like those dance recital shits? Why is a ballerina asking me about badges? Nigga, we did a whole tag team contest together. What you talking about? Yeah, but at least I won that shit. You ain't win that contest, showing that I carried your weak ass. Yo ass quit battling in the finals. Bitch ass nigga say what? What? Bitch ass nigga. Alright, bro, fuck the long talk. Let's battle. Yeah, don't waste my time, little nigga. I battles, bitch. Oh, well, if it isn't the monkey. Alright, 3-on-3 it is. So we'll get to Chimchar in a second, but this just pissed me off. Ash chooses Gligar in his first battle ever, by the way, and Paul,
Really?
being a flexing jackass, sends out Gliscor just to stun. And after Ash uses Sand Attack to lower Gliscor's accuracy, and he responds with Guillotine, an instant KO move with low accuracy, Ash decides to look at this entire accuracy situation Paul is in, and instead of dodging, tries to defend it head-on with Steel Wing. And it ended how you'd expect it to. An instant knockout. Stupid decision, but not what I'm mad at. Paul starts barking to Ash after saying,
Now might be the perfect time to let your Gligar know that a loss is the trainer's fault.
where was this energy for Chimchar? These ain't your fault? Anyways, the next battle is Ursaring versus Chimchar. Ursaring is a demon. Bro was not pulling any punches, and Chimchar was feeling it. I'm talking this dude caught a Chimchar flame wheel and used secret power which caused Chimchar to flinch. And do you know what this nigga Paul said? You sure it's the secret power that's got you scared, or you just a bitch? Okay, not exactly like that, but basically.
But
Ursaring
something
goes
like
for
that.
hammer arm from the top ropes, and the Chimchar is just paralyzed with fear and gets walloped. And I said, damn, it's just like the old training sessions. But then, out of nowhere,
He
it
pop
actually
up.
happened. My nigga Chimchar started tweaking. Look at him.
Okay.
One shot. But bro ain't stopped there. Ash tried to return him, but bro was not hearing all of that. He started going crazy and damn near started a forest fire. But Ash calmed him down a little bit, Chimchar regained control, and Paul showed some signs of jealousy.
You really think you'll be able to control that?
I don't know, bitch, but we closer than you ever got. Although we end off on a no contest for the battle, you can't help but feel Ash and Chimchar have the upper hand. Ash and Paul separated for about 50 episodes before meeting for a rematch. Now this right here was one
Bizarre.
of the craziest beatdowns in history. These are the type of
Bro, how
battles
many
you need to
episodes
give
is
the
in
rivalry
this?
life. 6-on-6 between Ash and Paul, suggested by Paul's brother. I don't want to get too off topic, but let's just say Paul was going crazy. I'm talking about light screens, switching, sword stances. The main weapon of his arsenal had to be this Ursaring again, dog. Like, what the hell is this? I knew it was a long day when he purposefully instructed Ursaring to make contact with Pikachu to get paralyzed from static, to activate his ability Guts and buff him. He caught 3 to 4 bodies alone. It was crazy.
Nah, that nigga's tough.
That Chimchar was brought in versus this big ass bear and not only killed him, but also evolved. Now he knew Mach Punch and Electabuzz came out. Not this nigga. And I'm super excited here because Elekid always seemed to be doing a little too much in the training sessions. Like, damn! Plus, this would be Monferno's first fight, and we all know if a Pokemon evolves, it means it's gonna win the battle.
Is that true? Damn.
Okay, let's move on. Monferno didn't spend too much time before evolving and actually did a few episodes later mid-Blaze protecting Paul's Electabuzz, who was protecting
Now
the
he the
against
GOAT,
captured Pokemon from Team
Infernape.
Rocket, while everyone else was in these pink bubbles after getting ambushed in the middle of a battle between Ash and Barry. The first time we get to see him battle is
Emperion's
against Prince
cold,
Infernape,
too.
who's an Elite Four member. Just a mismatch, not gonna lie. Needless to say, it did not go well. But what it did do is inspire Volkner, the gym leader, to battle Ash for his final gym battle. And it was a masterclass.
Not only did he weave and break Shadow Balls before knocking out a Jolteon, but then he went toe-to-toe with Volkner's last Pokemon Luxray. This battle was particularly special because Blaze activated again. And look at this shit! This is what we came to see, and Ash actually got him to control it this time. This shit will make you tear up, man. But I don't care if Infernape becomes a legendary. We are not satisfied till he feels the wrath, and feel the wrath he did in the final showdown between Ash and Paul.
Let's
the
get it.
Quarterfinals of the Lily Valley Conference, aka Sinnoh League. And you already know Infernape had to stay on his calendar because bro randomly upgraded.
Wait. Why Paul look like that?
League. And you already know Infernape had to stay
on his
calendar because bro randomly upgraded his Flame Wheel to Flare Blitz right before the battle. All right, let's get it. Paul sends out Aggron and Ash responds with Pikachu. Okay, so we're making bad decisions off rip. Okay, alright. Thank you. Yes, return that brother and send out the real ace. Aggron starts with Double Edge and Infernape opens up fighting with Flare Blitz, causing Infernape to take recoil damage, but not Aggron because of his ability Rockhead. Bro, Paul is such a nerd, bro. But thankfully, Flare Blitz also burned Aggron. Infernape follows up with Mach Punch, which is too fast for Aggron's Flash Cannon, and boom! One Pokemon out. Paul then sends out Gastrodon, a water ground type, and I don't believe it. Ash switched out Infernape. Oh my god, they grow up so fast, man.
He probably learned strategy.
The battle goes a little bit like this. Staraptor struggles against Gastrodon, so he switches to Weasel, which knocks out the Gastrodon.
Weasel
then comes in and packs up Weasel, and not only that, but places toxic spikes on the ground to poison every one of Ash's Pokemon that touch the ground. Ash naturally switches to Staraptor here because he can fly and avoid that shit, but oh my god, it didn't matter. Like, yo, cross poison, two-piece, boom! Right into the spikes. Oh my god, this dude Paul is brutal. Ash then sends out Torterra, and these two heavyweights go band for band a little bit, and then bro, Torterra out too? Then this dude Paul hits Ash with something crazy. You silly fool. I let you take out my Aggron and Gastrodon so I could see what Pokemon you'd send out. What? There's a reason my Drapion just got a triple kill. I predicted your every move. And this is the same team from Lake Acuity. Drapion, return.
Is he gonna bring out the bear?
Hell nah, bruh. I knew Ash shouldn't have used the same team from the lake. The next matchup is Gliscor and Ninjask. Gliscor got bodied and Ash switched to Infernape, and these spikes really started to hurt. And Ash said, alright, it's time to do some Ash shit. And he digged into the ground and used Flare Blitz to heat up the whole arena to melt the spikes. I'm like, hold on, I never seen Paul look this shook before. Are we cooking? Is this cooking? Ninjask then tries to circle around Infernape while Giga draining him, but clearly bro's been in the lab. He must have got the Sharingan or something because he just punched a little bug and knocked it out cold. Infernape's tired, so Ash returns him, and the next matchup we got now is Frostlass versus Pikachu. Frostlass uses Hail to blind Pikachu.
Honestly, forgot about Pikachu. Funny enough.
I ain't gonna lie, he had Pikachu in the chamber. Bro was using Thunderbolt and Volt Tackle, but was just hitting Casper the Ghost. Eventually, Pikachu hits him with a Pogo Stick Iron Tail into a big hit, which allows him enough time to clear the hail. Frostlass then hits Pikachu with Ice Beam and then starts to freeze him. But Ice always been the most bun status in the anime, and Pikachu just brute forces out of it and Volt Tackles the Frostlass for the knockout. Ash returns Pikachu and sends out Gliscor, while Paul resends out Drapion. They go at it for a little bit, and Gliscor ends up hitting a clean Giga Impact, and then uses his rest period in the air so that he's safe from danger. Gliscor then flies in and hits Drapion with a Fire Fang, and finally gets the knockout. This leaves Paul down to one Pokemon, Electivire. Ash about to switch here, but Gliscor says, hey bruh, do you know who the fuck I am? I'm a ground type nigga. The fuck is this oversized electrical socket gonna do to me? So Ash
punch your ass.
Damn. And kept him in. Electivire then thunders the ground, causing rocks to fall from the sky. Chat, is this rock slide? Gliscor then tries to Giga Impact, but Electivire straight catches it. Then breaks him into the ground. Oh my lord, this is so disrespectful. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is now.
Finally.
This is a real sandbox shit, like Chimchar versus Elekid, Monferno versus Electabuzz, and now, on the biggest stage imaginable, Infernape versus Electivire. We start with a deadlock of Mach Punch and Thunder Punch. Infernape then tries a flamethrower that Electivire protects from. Electivire then goes with Thunder and Infernape dodge with Dig and return with a big hit. They then exchange blow for blow and emotions start running high. We get pause! We get flashbacks of Reggie saying Paul and Ash are two sides of the same coin, Cynthia saying how their rivalry has a special connection, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is beautiful, but I ain't gonna be satisfied till that damn animal abuser is in the mud. Ash then goes for another Mach Punch, and this is where my jaw dropped. Electivire grabbed Infernape and point blank thundered, and oh my god, he's down, bruh, no! Everyone can't believe it. Piplup is crying, and the refs are about to call it.
Bro.
So I guess that's the
Why did it start? Why did it go back all the way? I forgot about this nigga, bruh.
Piplup
What's this nigga name again? He was one of the trainers like dog. I forgot about that nigga, bruh. What's that nigga name?
crying, and the refs are about to call it.
But then,
Psych!
So as we know, Infernape's special ability is triggered by taking hella damage, hence Paul's abusive battling style that got us here in the first place. It never worked with Paul though because it was just mindless tanking of random moves. Now I always thought Ash was so against that shit that we'd barely even see Blaze once he took custody of Chimchar, but it's deeper than that. All that switching in and out in this battle may have not been a coincidence, as Infernape steady got 2 kills before and was now brought in again for the finale. He sustained some decent damage along the way, and it wasn't mindless. Infernape twitches a little bit and looks Paul in the eyes, and Paul pulls the final trigger.
So I guess that's the best you can do then. You're pathetic, just like always.
Yeah, I don't
You
know if a man
monkey.
like me would have even said that shit. And now poetically, faced by his ex-owner against his biggest op, Infernape fucking explodes with the ability that
I
has
love
been the
this, bro. I
undertone of
was
his whole
cheering
arc,
in that
sending
little
flames
chat.
everywhere. And after
When I
a
was a
super
kid,
charged flamethrower
gang.
that overpowers Electivire, a followed a Mach Punch, and the ultimate clash of Thunder Punch and Flare Bits, we get the deadlock. And after some tense heartbeats, at the peak of the tension,
bow. Best Pokemon battle of all time.
all the brutal tradings,
Best
the
Pokemon
verbal
battle
abuse,
of all
the
time.
physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the abandonment. Paul and Electivire are destroyed by blazed Infernape. Ash finally gets his win. Infernape finally gets his win. And look at this, man. Ash wishing Paul good luck in the sunset, and what do we hear?
Yeah. Thanks, you too.
Yes, man. Yes, we
He got
take
humbled.
those. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The craziest peak revenge story in Pokemon. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe and let me know down below or in the community poll what I should
W video.